Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got you.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash, and tonight we got ourselves a nice night talking about Eric Bieniemy. He finally broke this, I guess, silence, I would say, of coming out and finally talking to the Chiefs press about being the OC, and he said some good nuggets, which we'll talk about tonight when JD comes on. But, of course, Chief Concerns is presented by FanDuel, the #1 sports book. Guys, I know the Chiefs are out, but there's a lot of stuff to be talked about in the next few weeks. And, of course, we got the Super Bowl in, a little over 2 weeks. And right now, Seahawks are a 4.5-point favorite on FanDuel right now. And I believe that number might be growing a little bit with Drake May's injury right now. So that's kind of interesting. And I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts in the chat as to who you guys have in this game. And I got to say as well, the AFC Championship game, the ratings came out. It was one of the worst, one of the lower ratings in a while. And that's no coincidence because our Chiefs weren't in it, the Chief effect. And you saw that with the with the way the AFC Championship ratings went. Obviously, NFC Championship ratings were good. And I will say, I think a lot of us would want the Rams to be in. But, yeah, this is it. We got Seahawks, Patriots, and Seahawks are 4.5-point favorites. That's only going to grow, I believe, because Drake May's injury, and I think Seattle is going to win this game. I think what we saw in the playoffs as far as who the Patriots, how they looked offensively, they didn't look like the same offense throughout the season. And, of course, you're going against one of the top defenses in the league in pass rush. That defensive front they have, man. I'm telling you, man, if the Chiefs can get their hands on Rueben Bain, I'm going to be loving this. But, yeah, guys, you go on FanDuel, you have all these sorts of lines on there. So, yeah, we shall see. All right, let's see here. So tonight we're going to be going over Eric Bieniemy's presser today. We're going to be going over Andy Reid's presser from earlier this week, which a lot of people are kind of there's a mixed bag out there on what Andy Reid had to say. I'm going to get JD's opinion on it. We had some, our guys on Twitter. I was talking to what's his name last night? Seth Kaiser, and he wanted to he wrote an article about what Andy said about having a top 5 offense before Mahomes got hurt after the Thanksgiving game. And I told him that we will be talking about this tonight. So, yeah, he was curious. He just wanted to know if it was more coach speak or if he actually legitimately thought that. And I think that's where the kind of concern lies, because there's a lot of Chief fans who did not like Andy bragging about how good the offense was, which I thought the offense was pretty good this year. Yeah, we could have run more. Sure, we could have been more effective in the run game. But, the offense did look decent. It just didn't roll our way. But we'll talk about that as well. And then we'll also talk about the whole BPA, best player available aspect. Obviously, we want Rueben Bain. We want David Bailey. However, there's a chance that these guys will be there. And that's when we have to talk about. We had to deal with it. Because there's a huge chance these guys won't be here when we pick at number 9. And in that case, do we go with the best player available? And one of the guys from the 33rd team, we'll be talking. Well, I'll show a video of the 33rd team. Sam Monson, former PFF guys, kind of broke down and talked about the uniqueness for the Chiefs to be in this spot, a top 10 team, a team that you'll probably never ever see Patrick Mahomes get the number top 10 pick again. And so it's something that we talked about tonight. So, and I know JD's not a big BPA guy, but we haven't had a top 10 pick in the Mahomes era. So do we just say, we go get Peter Woods? I hope not. And I've seen that even Peter Woods kind of, a lot of people are saying about his being a top 10 guy. I think Dalen Jeremiah had him as a top 25 guy. And a lot of people are kind of, raising their eyebrows at that. Because Pure Woods, a lot of people were saying it could be a dude to replace Chris Jones. But if some of these scouts, Daniel Jeremiah has been in the league for a while, he was a scout for a while, but he's now NFL Network's like top draft guy. But he has Pure Woods at the top, as a top 34 prospect. And it's like, I don't know if I want a top 34 prospect at number 9. But yeah, so we'll talk about that as well. I think that's going to be interesting stuff to talk about. So yeah, guys, excited for tonight's episode. And of course, we'll end the show. So guys, get camera ready. We'll post the link in the chat, and you guys can come on and ask JD or I any questions you might have about something we talked about in the episode, or just your general thoughts or concerns, or Chief concerns on what is going on in the Chiefs world. So lots of good stuff to get to tonight, and so hope you guys can buckle in. If it's still snowing where you're at, if the weather's still bad, that's okay. Grab a brewski, grab water, grab a soda, and just take a seat and watch what JD and I have to say tonight, because we got some good stuff for you. All right, let's see who is in the chat tonight. About 25 people in so far, and it's early on. Linda Hunter, what's going on, Linda? Hope you are doing well. Will, my guy, Showtime, baby. Yeah, Will, I love that you're in here. I know Tage is not in here on a Wednesday shows, but I'm happy you're here, buddy. Tasia representation there. Tasia fan club, Will. AATW, what's going on, my man? Will, the Chiefs are must-see TV on even a down year. Maybe they are. Well, it depends. Oladokin Chiefs? I don't think so. Or Shane Buechele Chiefs? It's not a must-watch. I mean, we had for that last game of the season when Buechele and Oladokin were the quarterbacks. We had like what's his name? Howie Long's kid. The one who played for us, who never actually played for us. Not Chris Long. Oh man, I forgot that Long's last name or first name. But we had him. We had a broadcast team of guys who never called a game before. Come on, it's Del Monte Green Beans. What's going on, buddy? About time. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well, man. Ooh, Amda Brown's in here. What's up, Amda? Hope you're doing well, my man. I love we call you Amda. I mean, your name's Tony, so we still call you Amda. I love that. Will, don't trust what Andy says. Trust what he does. His actions on the new coaches tells you all you need to know. Just trying to help out the guys on the way up. Yeah, it's true. Sure, because he was really going to bat for Matt Nagy when really I don't think he really needed to. DJ Jazzy 1. Hey, Chief Conservatives family. Hope you all caught Eric B's interview. He's excited. We'll be addressing that as soon as JD comes on here. That's the talk of the town right now. What EB had to say. AATW, trade the number 9 pick back to 16 with the Jets and pick up the 44 and 5th. Fill more holes in the roster. Well, I think there's other ways to do that. I think you keep that number 9 pick and you trade Trent McDuffie, get a first-round pick out of that, and maybe another mid-round pick instead of having to pay Trent McDuffie in a year. So I think that's my way of getting more assets, is doing that. But we shall see. But not bad. Not bad at all there. Andre Chenault. What's up, Andre? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so popping crew in here tonight. Popping crew. Michael Hall. What up, buddy? Hope you're doing well, man. Kelsey retiring. I mean, that's going to be a conversation we're going to have for the next few weeks, I think. I mean, there's nothing on that right now, but that'll be something we'll have to address over time here, the Joe. So we shall see. That's going to be talk of the town for a while. And honestly, I don't think so. I mean, EB can even said it today without saying it. He talked to Kelsey. Didn't really say not a lot about football, but he talked to Kelsey about his decision. So, I mean, a lot of stuff. All right, so we're going to bring in our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn, the man of the hour, baby. There he is.
How about it, folks? What's going on, Marcus? How's everybody doing in here, man? I heard the chat is over here cooking. It's heated up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Who all we got in here, baby? Who all we
everybody. We got everybody in here. We got Amda, we got Will, we got DJ Jazzy 1, we got Lyle Smith, we got Michael Hall, we got Joe E. Okay. Yeah, Michael Hall's a new one. I haven't heard Michael Hall before. We got Del Monte Green is in here, Linda Hunter, Andre Chenault. I don't see Witchy in here. Bow Time's in here. I don't see Witchy yet. AATW. So we got some good peeps in here.
Kevin Capel, DJ Jazzy is in the house. Andrea, what's going down, y'all? ATW, what's going on? Cooking hotter than what? Donut grease. I hear you, baby. Laura Zing's there. What's up, Laura? What's up to everybody here? We said the Joe is in here.
Joe E.
Huh?
That's Joe E.
Joe E. Loud Smith, Demonte Green Beans. Dang, I'm driving. Demonte, you ain't got nothing on the grill? Usually Demonte, man, he be putting some things together. Michael Hall, like you said, Linda Hunter, Hunter Brown. What's going down, y'all? What's up, everybody? Will, I am about time. What up, fam? Good to see you, baby. Good to see y'all. Yeah, what's going down, man? Shoot.
So, JD, lots to get into tonight's episode. Everyone's fired up right now. It's kind of, I think that's the term, fired up. Yeah, Andy talked about being fired up yesterday or 2 days ago. And EB talks about being fired up too. We finally got to hear EB first time since coming back as offensive coordinator. And I watched the whole 20-minute interview. I took kind of the bigger moments of the interview. There was some good questions. Nate Taylor asked some good questions. Herbie Teope asked some good questions about, implementing, learning from where he's gone and probably implementing that into the system. And I thought he had some good answers on that. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Andy Reid, talk about something that JD, Seth Kaiser wanted us to talk about it tonight on our show. He wrote an article just talking about how the Chiefs, or how Andy talked about a top 5 offense before Pat got hurt. A lot of Chief fans saying that's signaling that we're not going to do much different. There's not going to be a lot of change this coming season because Andy's saying stuff like that. So we'll talk about that. And we'll also talk about the notion of BPA going to this draft. And, of course, we'll end the show with our peeps coming in the chat to talk about any comments and concerns regarding Chiefs Kingdom. So,
okay.
Without further ado, let's get into our guy, Eric B. Enemy. He's back in the building, baby. And
hey, yes, sir.
Fired up. He is fired up.
All right. Let's see what he got to say.
So here's what EB had to say.
I've had an opportunity to learn a few things and obviously open up my mind just to how to view things from a different point of view. And it's great. But on top of that, we got to make sure that we're getting down to what is best for us when it's all said and done with. So, yes, anybody can present an idea. But more importantly, we need to make sure, first and foremost, that we're taking a look at anything that we need to continue to improve upon or continue working with, and making sure that we're getting all the answers first with that, and then just figure out where do we need to go from there. But it's day one. We'll figure all that out at some point in time. But I will say this, I'm fired up and excited just to have this opportunity to be in the building and just having these discussions. When you're doing it on your own, you got to find creative ways to implement a system. On top of that, you learn a lot about yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because all ideas are not bad ideas. We just need to be receptive to them. And so just the dynamic of working with people, learning how to communicate and articulate your plan and getting them to buy in. I think all that helps. And I think any experience that you've had, whether it's good or bad, it's all something that we can learn from. And so with that said, I've learned a lot over the years. I've learned a lot about myself, and I'm just excited, just to get started. And obviously today is day one, but I want to make sure day 2, 3, 4, and 5 that we hit the ground running, with all this excitement and all this energy that's being created.
So EB is excited, JD, and I loved this whole 20-minute press conference that he did today, because he talked about a lot of things you said, and a lot of people have been like pretty much saying, "Oh, EB's just going to come back in and just be Andy's yes man, just run what he wants to run." EB, in the years he's been gone, he's run the show in Washington. He ran the show in UCLA. He was the RB's coach with Ben Johnson in Chicago. He's seen a lot, and this is very different from the EB that we saw when he was last time he was here, because all he knew was pretty much the Chiefs world. Obviously, he was in Minnesota with the running backs coach up there, but he was pretty much in the Andy tree. He kind of got to branch out a little bit, get out of Andy's shadow, and do his own thing. He talked about that, and I thought it was to hear him say it, it's one thing for you to say it, but for him to say it as well, I thought it was. I know a lot of Chief fans hopefully came away from that interview today seeing that, like, hey man, he's learned a lot over his last few years. He's learned a lot, and I'm really excited, and he's fired up about it, which I loved. What did you make by hearing what EB said, JD?
You see all that gray he has in his beard? See all of that? That's wisdom. That's called wisdom, Marcus. It's called living a life of experience right there. And so EB said it all. He really did. I guess he pretty much let everybody know what the master plan is really about. So what I heard from EB was this. Wrote some of this down. First thing he said, what is best for us? Okay. So what he's saying with that, he's putting everything out on the table. The coaching staff is getting together offensively. And they're sitting there saying, what is going to be best for us going forward? From the things that we weren't able to achieve last year, what the offense looked like, what's best for us? Does it mean that we may have to move some guys around? Maybe they have to change the running game a little bit. Maybe some of the passing game, some of the concepts is going to be some of those things that's going to be key. Scheme-wise, who do we utilize? What's best for us? And so it means personnel. It means formation. It means everything. It means attitude. This is what these meetings, when you first have these meetings, okay, and I've been part of coaching staffs for a long time. I know exactly what, when you have these first meetings, you want to lay everything out on the table, okay? You talk about what your vision is. And so some of that wisdom that we've seen EB just not wearing in his face, but he's speaking it. And he's talking about where he has learned over years, the experience that he has been able to garner is not just him, but he's talking also too about the coaching staff, Chad O'Shea being one, Andy being another. And so these are going to be all hands on deck, looking at things that's going to be best for the team, okay, for the offensive outside of the football. What is another thing? Get all the answers. So what are the answers? Where do the answers lie? It lies in film study. It lies in knowing your personnel, learns the people, what everybody's personalities are, what works well with each one, how do they all operate, how do they all move, what do they respond to individually, okay? Do you like someone giving them a little bit of sugar? Do you like somebody to give a little bit of vinegar? Somebody needs to be kicked in the rear end. We make sure we had to give them a boot if we need to. That's going to be fine. Find creative ways, all right, to implement the system. Now, what that tells me, and I know you said somebody else said, well, this sounds like they're going to be running the same old things. Nah, if anything, it's telling me that the system they're going to be trying to implement is going to be different than the one that they had. Okay, it's going to be different from Nagy and his philosophy, whatever he brought in from Chicago in his time. It's going to be a different system altogether, and everybody's going to have to learn it, coaches as well. And so the first line of defense is the coaches. They have to understand what the vision is going to be, okay? And it's on each and every individual and every coach in there has to make sure that that vision is realized, okay? It has to come to fruition. So he talked about communication. That's another thing, key. Everybody's got to be on the same page with communication. And so how do we get the best out of these guys? Do they understand the concepts I'm trying to implement for them? Do I understand to the T in detail exactly what I'm asking of them? And so those things right there are important. And so he said articulating these things to those guys and conveying it to them so they could come back to you and say, what is it that I said? Do you understand what it is I'm actually talking about here? How do we become successful? What it looked like last year didn't work. And so Andy could say, hey, it was top 5 offense before Pat got hurt. Well, you know what? There's a lot of flaws in that too. We could look at it and say, yeah, top 5, but we're looking to be number 1, Marcus. We want to try to be the best offense in the NFL. 5 is okay, but we want to be number 1. And so you're always looking to get better. I always say this, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're never staying the same. So this is all about getting better. And that means putting in a different system, implementing a different philosophy and a scheme that everybody understands, okay? Starts there with the coaches. And he said he learned a lot over the years. That's what he said, Marcus. Do you believe and think that a man that has traveled the roads he's had, been in the buildings that he's been in the type of fight and mess he had to go through, okay, with firings from different staff and whatnot, and having some success and having failure too. We know that sometimes you learn a lot from failure than you do from success. And so EB is sitting there saying, this is what we're talking about. He's learned a lot over the years. And so from UCLA, from the Commanders up there in Chicago, he has learned a lot. And so I do believe this is going to be a different thing than we've seen before. I think they're going to be very successful. We're going to look at the success that they had back then when he was here as the offensive coordinator. And it's going to be even better. That's what we're looking for. We look at personnel-wise. Our personnel is a little bit better, wide receiver-wise. Probably get a running back in here that's going to be able to come in and help out. Got an offensive line that looks good. It's going to be second year for some guys, third year for another. And so they're going to get better. They're going to look for a right tackle. How is it going to help us? Okay. But the main thing is about what do we do? What is best for this offensive team? What is best for us? And so, Marcus, that's all I hear. I hear all those things that he was saying. Now, just like I said, I wrote them down. And so as a coach that would be on the staff, I'm writing all this stuff down because I want to adhere to what he's saying. Because my job is to take what it is that he's putting together, or what we all going to be putting together, and then giving it to our team. We're going to spoon feed it to them. We're going to walk through this thing slowly. But he said, I want to hit this thing running, and that's important. Everybody has an excitement. The air of excitement is all around them right now, okay? They are encapsulated by this excitement, okay, this energy right now because EB is back in the building, baby. He's back. He's back, but he's different. He's more war-torn, more wisdom on his face. Exactly the EB that we need right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and those are the big things that stood out to me during during his interview or press conference. But yeah, he said other things. They asked him, did you watch a lot of tape of this team from this past year? He goes, no, that's my plan to do starting tomorrow. I'm going to look at everything. I'm going to dissect the good, the bad, and the ugly. Also went on to talk about, because they asked him about the run game, how the run game was inefficient this year, and like, what do you anticipate? And he's just saying, well, I know this, and I haven't looked at how the run game was last year, but I know this. I know we have a great play caller, Andy Reid. I know we have one of the best offensive line coaches in Andy Heck, and we're going to figure this thing out together. Didn't really go into much more detail than that. Obviously, he hasn't looked a lot at the film from this past year, but I did like his, in that first soundbite that we played, they asked him the question, Pat said he wanted to bring in new ideas. And he said, well, you got to look at what things work for the offense. And that's kind of thing. It's when they have ideas and you can bring in different ideas and take notes and throw stuff at the wall. But at the same time, you got to look at what works for you and what you do well in. It's not just about ideas. Everyone's got ideas, but it's part of the implementation. And can it work with the personnel you do have? And I just love his answer on that, because anyone can say they have new ideas and great ideas and bring in all this other stuff. But like, sometimes those ideas don't match with who you have, and you got to kind of work with what you got. And yeah, the whole thing was just great. And I think it put a lot of Chief fans at ease. But of course, not everyone's gonna be happy about it, because people still want the next big thing. They want some young kid out of from the Rams tree. But nonetheless, I think you and I we were both pleased before this, but after hearing him even more so today, I'm even more pumped up about having Eric Bieniemy back.
I mean, how could you not be? And so when he's talking about ideas, this is going to be something different. He's pulling in from a lot of different resources. And like I said, over the years, since he hadn't been here, and he's learned a lot. He has. And that's what you do. When you go to, different organizations around, different guys and philosophies, you can adopt a lot of some of the things that they do really well. Okay. And you can bring it in, you can make it your own. You can have your own little twist and move on it the way that you want to. I'm sorry, I was kind of smiling in the middle of this, because this right here made me laugh a little bit. Accelerator, we love it. Okay. First, great laugh. I had to laugh at this one. I had to laugh, man. You a funny guy. Okay. Appreciate it though. Thank you for the contribution. But the Raiders go 17-0, man. Hey, you see this hat right here? I will eat this hat bite by bite. Okay, so everybody hears me. You already heard it right here first. The Raiders go 17-0. This right here, I will have me a hat sandwich. Okay, I will have me a hat sandwich just for you, man. And so, now that's funny. But getting back to EB, okay, I just he understands, first off, who Pat is. Okay, let's start there, right? With your emboldened leader who is coming off the worst injury he's had in his entire career. how does he handle that? And how do you protect him? Okay, that's the first and foremost, for one. All right, seeing where Patrick Mahomes is mentally and physically. Okay, because everything works around him. We understand that. Like we can implement so many plans, Marcus, but if 15 is not there, it changes things for us. It does. So first and foremost, we got to know what PM15, where he is, how is his progress, how is he mentally on these things. And I know he's excited because his guy's back. The guy that Patrick Mahomes stood on the table for and was sitting there saying, hey, look, this is the guy that we want. Do you not think when you have a chance and opportunity to get EB and Cliff Kingsbury, I'm sure Pat was like, yeah, EB's my guy. Bring him back. Not saying he didn't like Cliff. Not saying that. But he's done that already with Cliff kind of in college, right? And maybe he felt like, look, the things that I was able to get out of EB and something, it's better for me now, especially at this time when I'm coming off this injury. So I'm sure he had a hand. He probably said some things about EB and like, yeah, man, it's a work. It's absolute work. So having that first, but then also too, when you look at all the people, like you said he was talking about, Andy Heck, Andy Reid, all those guys is going to be supporting him in that room, okay? And he said, look, I'm just going to say this about the run game, and this is very important, okay? When EB comes here and he starts expressing to the O-line and everybody else around that's part of it what they need to do better, they're going to understand real quick what that is. And some people who hadn't been under EB, right? We can name them. We can name everybody on the offensive line that hadn't been on EB. Okay? So let's name them. All right? Josh Simmons, King Suma, Jalen Moore, Issa Pole,
Chew.
No, Chew hadn't been on there, I don't think. Maybe for a year.
Yeah, maybe his first initial year, but I don't think he was really doing much that first year.
No. So we're talking about there's 4 guys that's going to be part of what we do that's going to get a whole dose of EB that they're not used to. And when I'm telling you EB is going to let them understand, it's going to be a different type of game from these guys. It's going to be a different type of game. So that's going to help us one. Bashar Smith in the backfield. Offensively, on the offensive side, wide receiver-wise, Xavier Worthy. Here we go. Jalen Royals. Tyquan Thornton. Hollywood Brown. He wasn't here.
Rice either.
So we're talking about a whole different wide receiver room.
Yeah.
That's going to be influenced and coached not just by their position coaches, but EB implementing and make sure he's emphasizing what he wants his scheme to be. And when I told you, Marcus, playtime is over, that is a fact. And anybody has a problem with it, guess what? Then you're going to have a real problem on your hands. If you think that you're too good to listen or, hey, man, I got it all figured out, you're going to find out real quick who EB is. Real quick. And I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to get into the doghouse with the Q dog, Eric Bieniemy. You don't want to do that. So I had to give a shout out to the purple and gold. EB, he's a dog for real. So don't test it. Okay? Don't test it. But he's going to get those guys to be great. He's going to push for them to be great. If I could sit there, I could talk to a Tyreek Hill for him to become the best receiver in the game. He learned all that from EB. That's what Tyreek said. Tyreek said this. Travis Kelce. The years he had, a lot of, probably his best years in football, as far as production-wise, it was under EB. And so Pat, same thing. Pat is sitting over there having some of the top offenses. Guess what? All those things are under EB. So that's what EB is bringing back. Okay, make no mistake about it. This ain't about making friends. Okay, this is a business, and you got to be a professional. And EB is going to let those guys know really quick what that means. And so the coaches over there, they understand, hey, man, look, this is what we're going to get done. So all those things is going to change. So maybe some of the things that we've seen as far as fundamentals, technique, attitude to give me more, all those things are going to be laid out in front of them, okay, for them to try to achieve. EB is going to bring that to them, man. I'm telling you, man, it's going to look different. It's going to be a little different just because EB is a different guy than what they've seen before.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great start to everything. And obviously, we know EB, right? And like I think that's one thing he did express throughout the press conference was this is family. Like I know these guys. This is family, the coaching staff, and he made mention of some of the guys who are still on the staff that was here when he was here. But like it is family for him, and that's why he was talked to Mahomes, he talked to Kelsey. He said it wasn't really football specific, but he has talked to some of the guys, and everyone is generally excited, and he's excited to be back. So it's nice to be welcomed by family. Welcome back to the club.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So hey, man, look, the guys know him. And so, hey, welcome back, EB. Welcome back. So I don't know, for the life of me, I don't know why people think we're just living back in 2018 or whatever. And it's just like when you hear, different pundits or different opinions, like it was going to be different. Like nobody thought he was going to grow. Nobody thought, oh, this is going to be the same offense we went back. Are you kidding me? Like if you think that, then basically what you're saying is that you haven't changed over the years. Like if somebody was like 5 or 6 years ago, if you haven't changed to try to get better in your craft or your job, then what are you doing? What are you doing? And why would you not apply that to somebody else and say, well, we're just going to bring back what we did before, the old way of doing things?
Yeah, I mean, he made mention throughout the presser that he said like not everything's the same, right? You guys, you have to realize the different players and different coaches, they're all different people. You kind of have to address things differently with everybody. You have to articulate things in different fashions. And the one thing I loved what he said was when I think it was the Chicago, or I guess just at one of his last stops, but he was saying when you develop a game plan, you literally have to like pretty much you have to like pretty much pitch it in a way, right? You come to these coach meetings and you pitch it and you have to articulate that. And that was one of the things, like having to come into the meetings and have game plans laid out and explaining why you're doing such a thing in a certain way. And yeah, not to say he didn't know that stuff before he left, but like now he's been in different places and how, you have to kind of adapt and explain things differently to different people. And now you can like apply what you learn in those new settings and those old different settings to where you kind of started, and like you show your growth and you return back. And that's the thing too, like not just football, but if you look and I'm sure people know people professionally, but the same job you have had out of college, right? You get that job out of college, you may go to that, you may work for that company for 2 or 3 years to get kind of get your get your bearings and learn. Then you go elsewhere, and then many years later, oftentimes that company that you worked for will bring you back on as a more of a leadership position type of thing. That happens in a lot of different industries. You see it all the time. And when you come back, you're bringing all that stuff, all that white hair that EB has in his beard. You're bringing that back to where things started again. So that's not just a football thing. You see that a lot in the world where people go back to their first job, their first company, in a more of a managerial or leadership role. But that's because like you're able to bring things that you learned through the years back to where it started. So I do love this this kind of 360 for EB and being able to come back to Kansas City and pretty much show what he's learned. And you and I both want him to get a head coaching job. And again, hearing him speak at that presser today, I'm always so blown away by EB, the way he conducts himself, the way he articulates what he does and how he coaches. And I'm still flabbergasted as to how that guy has not gotten a head coaching job. And I know people will say, well, he didn't look good as offensive coordinator with Washington. Well, he had Sam Howell as a starting quarterback. No one's looking good with Sam Howell as a starting quarterback. But yeah.
The other guy, too, he had not just Howell.
Heineke,
yeah. Come on, man. And actually, Howell looked good for a little bit. Yeah,
he did. He did. The start of the season. Decent, yeah.
Yeah, shoot. Let's tell the truth here. Hey, dog. And that's part of the thing. You create a narrative, not telling the truth. Well, some of the things he did offensively did work really well. So they needed to get offensive line because that was another one of the problems. You know, they had nobody who was blocking, you know, for Howell and Heineke. So, you know, UCLA, the whole thing didn't work out college-wise. And I'm look, and EB was like, man, shoot, I came back to college. Like, this ain't my cup of tea. College is different than the NFL. Yeah. NFL, all you're doing is ball. That's it. It's all ball. College is a little bit more, you know, it's kind of recruiting, all those different things that goes into it, man. You got to deal with, like, immaturity. Just be honest.
Immaturity, the NIL aspect, and paying. And plus, let's say people may see UCLA is a big brand because of what they've done in basketball. But UCLA does not have the funding that a lot of these other schools get as far as their alumni. They don't have that same kind of money that the USC does, or, you know, Georgia, or like, you know, some of these other schools that are paying up the wazoo, like Oregon. They don't have that. And when they were over there at UCLA, they didn't really have those top-notch guys because all those guys are going to USC where the money is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, tough situation. But regardless of those things, okay, comes back in the league, goes up there with Chicago. And so to be chosen as a running back coach on a team that turned everything around, that is without a doubt, EB had a hand in that as well. That's why you go seek a guy like him out. That's when the coaches are coming in, you know, offensive coaches, OCs and whatnot. He's probably go get a Chad Shea. Okay, you got to go get the right guys. Those things matter. Coaching matters. Coaching matters. And coaching personalities and characters matter even more. So I think, man, look, everything's going to work out well. Okay, like you said, he's coming back home. Most of the guys in there know him already. I know we haven't. I'm looking over at the coaching staff, so we haven't really got a running back coach.
No RB's coaching. And there's two guys that I think could have potential. And I know this is more as me spitballing that. I have no rumors, nothing I've heard that I'm just spitballing here. Deshaun Foster, old running back for UCLA running back, also Carolina Panthers running back, was the head coach who brought EB on to be the OC there when they were at UCLA together. Deshaun Foster.
Oh, okay.
Potential, you know, he knows the EB, they're friends. That could be potential RB's coach. And also Deuce Staley, who was a running backs coach around the league for a little while, played under Andy Reid in Philadelphia. I don't know what he's up to right now. He could be another guy to come in and be a running backs coach.
Ducey was with who was Ducey with, man? I just talked to him. I talked to Ducey last year. I talked to him somewhere like right the first of the season. Was he Cleveland?
Yep. Yeah. Cleveland Browns running backs coach. And so, I mean, new staff over there, so they may become available.
Hey, man, you bring Ducey back, man, that'd be love. That'd be love. I might hit him up and see what's going on with Deuce. Shoot.
I would love that. I mean, there's nothing better than getting a player who played that position. And I'm not saying that guys can't coach other positions, but I'm just saying there's nothing better than getting a guy who played at the highest level at that position. To have EB and Deuce Staley as our running backs coach or guys kind of in the running backs room, I would love that. But yeah, Deuce Staley was with the Lions initially a couple years ago when Campbell first came on as a running backs coach, I believe. When they drafted Gibbs. He was a running backs coach from 21 to 2022 with the Lions. Then he went to the Panthers as an assistant.
Is that me, you, Marcus?
I don't know. That might have been me.
Okay. I was wondering, you just like.
Did you hear what I said about Staley as with the Lions, then with the Panthers, and the Browns?
No. What'd you say?
Okay. No, I was just saying that he was with the Lions. I think when they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs initially, and then he was there for 2 years. Then he went to the Panthers, and then he went to the Browns. So.
Yeah, Deuce is a great coach, man. Shoot, Deuce is a great coach. So I don't know, man. May have the politic for him, man. I'm going to text Deuce, say, man, what's going down? What are you doing? So. Deuce are good people too. Like he's another one that I would hope gets a chance and opportunity to become an OC. All right. He's another one that I think deserves it. He's been putting his time in. Brilliant guy. As cool as the other side of the pillow, man. That's who Deuce is. So
were you guys in Philly together?
Who, Deuce?
Because I don't know if he came after you or is he?
Oh, man, I blocked for Ducey a couple of years.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, shoot, I was leading the way for Deuce.
He was awesome. I was a big Deuce Staley. Really underrated running back. A lot of people don't really. When people think about Eagles running backs, I think of Deuce Staley before I think of Brian Westbrook. Most people think of Westbrook before they think of Staley. I was a huge Staley fan.
Yeah, man. Deuce my guy. I told you, that's my brother right there. Shoot. Because I hollered at him, so I'm at the rap to him. Got blocked for Deuce, a couple of years ago. Deuce came in. I think he came in the year after me. Year after me or 2 years after. But anyway, we had Ricky Waters and Charlie Gardner was our main guys. And so Deuce learned
That's a really good backfield, man.
That's a really good backfield. I'm telling you, man. John Gruden. So when I see this, okay, so if y'all just coming out here, okay, people don't know. So I'm just going to give y'all kind of a look of guys I had as my coaches, kind of during that time. John Gruden, offensive coordinator. Bill Callahan, offensive line coach. I had Ted Williams was the tight ends coach. Juan Castillo was assistant offensive line coach, and he didn't become the tight end coach. I had who else was on there? I told you Sean Payton was quarterback coach. Sean McDermott came on the staff. He was with us. Emmett Thomas was the DB coach, secondary coach. That just the defensive side of football. But the offensive side, Bill Musgrave ended up becoming the OC. Bill was telling me, I told you, Bill was like, yo, like JD, I only use like we used Shannon out there. Love Bill Musgrave. Trying to think, who else do we have? Sean, he was a coach for, why can't I think of Sean's last name? Shame on me. Was the coach for Stanford for quite some time. And I wonder where he kind of went. He's a great coach too.
And it looks like Bieniemy and Staley played together in '99, so there is that connection there. On top of Reid connection, there's also the Staley and EB connection too. So that can be that could make sense. So my spitballing actually was pretty legitimate, JD.
Yeah. Then of course Andy and all those guys. I mean, I had when it's going in. Oh, David Shaw.
Oh wow.
David Shaw was on the staff. We had some guys, man. We had some guys. Joe Vitt, another guy. We had some man. I'm telling you, some real dudes.
Yeah, I mean your trees, the people you played with, like even going from Philadelphia to the Kansas City, man.
No,
unreal, man.
I'm telling you, Marcus. Seriously, it's a who's who of guys. Oh, Harbaugh.
That's right.
Yeah. John. How about you about John? John Harbaugh. And you see it. That coach's tree. Same thing when Andy came in and his staff and all.
Hey, McDermott. Was McDermott on Eagle staff when you were there?
He was. Yep.
Wow, that's another one too.
Yeah. So I enjoyed all these guys, all of them.
Awesome.
That's what's kind of funny because when I see like Sean, when I seen Sean McDermott and Sean, hugging each other out there, I'm just like, man, look at these guys. Look at them. You guys, just celebrating one another. But I happened to see them at the very beginning of all of this happening. It was amazing. It was amazing to see. It was a moment for me watching them on TV hugging each other like, dad, God. I was there at the inception of all this happening, man. Just two dudes, man, making their way, And it's like, you come in, you kind of quiet, you're trying to find your way and stuff. Hey, JD, what's going down? Oh, shoot, man. Hey, man, what's going on? And so you just seen the growth of those guys. So,
yeah. Man, and also, for me, it reminds me of when you talk to Andy Reid during training camp this year, and you're like, that's my grandson. He's like, your grandfather? He's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he's like, oh God, Lee, Jason. He's like, geez. I'm like, yeah, I know.
That's cool, man. That's it's an NFL, man. yeah, and it's cool. You guys see a lot of these guys in the inception when they were coming in as young bucks, and they made their bones, they pay their dues, and that's why you see them coaching the big names now.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about
Awesome.
it. Proud of all of them. Proud of all of them, seriously. So, and EB,
EB, yeah.
Yeah, I was telling when EB came in, I was the one that went and picked him up from the airport.
Hey, did you know him already, or you were just picking him up from the airport?
I was just picking him up. So we was, hey man, can you go get this running back? I was like, okay, and we chilled and kicked it, and I've known EB ever since then.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
With the 10 degrees of Jason Dunn right here, guys. JD knows it. No, JD knows all.
Yeah, hey, no question.
So obviously the Eric Bieniemy presser was a great thing. A lot of people were really enthused and energized by that, which is a great thing because a couple of days prior, Andy Reid talked about the offense and had a lot of Chief fans kind of, I don't know, I guess scared, upset that Andy's going to kind of stick to his own ways and is not really changing up things because he was pretty much praising his offense this past year up until Mahomes got injured. And honestly, when he said the top 5 offense, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, top 5 offense." It wasn't a top 5 offense, but no, he wasn't wrong because a lot of the statistics will say that offense was efficient by some measures. Red zone stats, third down conversions, one of the best for us this year. Before Pat got hurt. However, drops, inconsistent wide receiver play, and execution issues were kind of things that really hurt our offense. But here's Andy Reid. This is the sound bite that got a lot of Chief fans in their uproar about. So this is Andy.
What did Andy say?
Everywhere you go in this business, you pick something up, and you might take it with you, or you might say, you know what, that was, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. So, and at the same time, he's got all those years in this system too. So he understands that. So I welcome that. I always keep my, ears and eyes open for things. And that's why we're very seldom stagnant. And why even with our record, I felt where I could stand in front of you guys and go, listen, what worked for us the year before, it just flipped on us. The games we won the year before, they flipped on us this year, and we didn't win. And that's sometimes how this thing works. And so now it's making sure that we get back and correct some things and then get them going in the right direction again. So, but at the same time, you finish and you're looking at being in the top 10 offensively. I mean, before Pat gets hurt or even after the Dallas game, which didn't go our way. I mean, here's Mattson with a top 5 offense, in a lot of categories in the NFL. So I respect that part. This game, we're seeing it now when you look at the playoffs. I mean, these games are nip and tuck, baby. It's you miss a play here or there, and you're going to lose the game. And so all those games that were so tight for us this year, we have to fix and clean that up.
So JD, the question I have for this one, after hearing this and seeing all the uproar from all the Chief fans about it, do you think when he talks about being a top 5 offense, and I know he's, in this clip, he was talking about Matt Nagy, and I think obviously trying to go to bat for him, so he does get a job. Do you think it's coach speak trying to protect the staff and the players, or do you think he genuinely believes it was a top 5 offense? And if so, is that a concern that Andy might not be seeing or admitting to issues that we did see offensively this past season?
No, I think he's just speaking on numbers, in general, right? Just raw data he was given, okay? Being top 5 in several categories in the NFL, before Pat got hurt. But when I hear what he's saying and then I hear what EB is saying, this is what I understand is you got to build on what works, okay? And so they was very successful, like you said, third down and in the red zone. You can build on that. So it's not just being top 10 or top 5. You can build on these things to get better. And so that's what they're going to try to do. So when I say laying everything out on the table about what went right, what went wrong, how did they work, then you gotta pull from the things that was working for you, Marcus, right? You don't just abandon the entire ship. Why do that? Like if you got, let's say, 3 good tires and 1 bad tire, and all the 3 good tires still got good tread on it and whatnot, and that 1 tire is done blown and doesn't look good, do you have to go get 4 new tires? No. Go get the 1 bad tire that was wrong, and then the other 3, like, hey, man, we're going to be all right with what we got here. And if the other 3 got tread on it, or maybe another got tread on it, then you change it. But you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It doesn't make any sense to do that. So there's validity and success that we had here. There was some success. EB and all those other guys that we just got here can help that. We have a very good football team. Okay. Individually, we have some very good ballers, very good players. And how can we utilize the personnel that we got to be even better than we were last year? And Andy's right. Okay. Let me say this. It makes this absolutely clear to everybody. Man, it's hard to win in this game. It's hard to win in this business. I don't think people understand exactly how difficult that is. Okay. Or the historic run that we are actually on. And I guess we got so used to winning that we think that it's just easy. It's just an easy thing. And so what we should have been seeing and what we should have been finding out is, hey, guess what? Other teams are getting better. They're trying to catch up to the Chiefs. Why? Because the Chiefs are the standard. The Chiefs has been a standard for the past 9 years as the best team in NFL and football, period. Okay? And point blank. On any level, it's been the Chiefs. Okay? So we got to understand that it's going to take everybody, all hands on deck, to get this team even better than it was last year and the previous years. Why? Because everybody's trying to get better. Everybody's still gunning for us. Like Andy said, we all watched these playoffs. We watched some of the games and how they look. And I don't know who said it. I think I've seen this on Twitter. But somebody said even with the humstrung Chiefs and, with their wins this season, we could have probably ran the tape on some of these guys. Possibly. If Pat was if he was still available and everybody was healthy and they had what you had, we would have still gave everybody the business. Nobody's blowing us out. Nobody blew us out last year. He didn't. And so he made a point on the Dallas game, and Dallas game is one of those games we probably could have won. A lot of those games you probably could have won, Marcus. The ball bounced our way and drop passes, unfortunate events as far as, popping out people's hands, going the other way, penalties in the most inopportune time. I mean, you name it. All those things happen and went against us. So my thing is, man, you take that you do well, and then now would you make it even better? Never be satisfied with the success you have. Always look to try to improve and get better than what you were last year. And so Andy was just sitting there saying, this is the raw data. This is what we had. We were very good in, the red zone and third downs. I'm going to recognize that. I'm going to say it for what it is. Since we all talked about how terrible everything was, and we got the worst running back room in the entire, existence of football. And hey, look, it wasn't what we were used to. Okay. And we were kind of in a bad spot. We were in a bad way because we hadn't seen this in a long time. We hadn't seen the success that we were so used to seeing all the time, Marcus. And everybody got a little worried, a little strange. And I seen the sky was falling and all. And then fire Andy Reid, get rid of the man that just took us to 5 Super Bowls. You want to get rid of him? Oh my gosh. Okay. Who you gonna get? Now that's what I want to know. Sean McDermott's got to find out, up in the Bills. They got rid of Sean. Sean is a hell of a coach. Harbaugh, hell of a coach. Ravens. Now he's up there in New York. Things change. Tomlinson is gone from Pittsburgh. They want to find guys. They interviewed Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Phillip Rivers, high school coach, not taking nothing away from that, but Phil, He's going to have to be on that sideline for a couple of years before you become a head coach. We're talking about took Vrabel some time to get to where he needed to get to. Probably Field needs to probably take a couple of those journeys. You understand? So I don't know, man. I just don't really have a lot of patience for people who don't quite understand exactly how hard it is to win in this game. I just don't. And the thing is, if we've been beneficiaries of the hell of a job that Andy Reid have been doing, then these guys need to be congratulated and celebrated for what they've been able to accomplish over these years. That's just a fact. I tell you, Marcus, as a man that's been in the league 12 years to watch something like this, who worked his tail off, and I say this all the time, we have some very good players. One time I thought we should have won ours. We was 13-3 with our Chiefs, and we didn't.
Yep.
It's tough, man. It's hard. It is hard. So.
Well, let me ask you, because I'll play the. I agree with everything you said, but I'll play the other side just for for argument's sake. If Andy, and I get it, Andy's, because we had a bad season this year, so it's not a secret. We didn't play the best this year, but numbers are the numbers. We were a top 5 offense statistically before Mahomes gets hurt. But if the offense wasn't that bad, then why are we getting rid of Matt Nagy? Just as a person who just watched this whole thing, right? The offense was a top 5 offense, his injuries and all this stuff, the execution. Then why are we going with a different voice in the offensive room? Why aren't we sticking with Matt Nagy? I guess that's kind of the thing here.
So what we did see is some of the blind spots that we weren't able to see. Okay, part of it was some things that was uncharacteristic of us was the amount of penalties that we had. Very uncharacteristic of a Chiefs football team, for one. Number two was the amount of drop passes that we had this past year that, we had to, say, hey, wait a minute, this is happening way too often and things need to change. So even though Matt Nagy has some great things about it, I said Matt Nagy is he is a great coach. I think he's a very good coach. I do. But there's some things that we can do a lot better. And so when we sit there we just be honest, we want to be honest with ourselves. That's the best thing to possibly do, okay? Be truthfully about where we are, okay, as a squad, as a team. Can we get better as far as accountability and responsibility? Absolutely. Can we get better as far as detailed running routes or maybe in our fundamentals and techniques and blocking footballs? Absolutely. Can we be better fundamentally from Pat's standpoint? Maybe not taking necessarily certain chances that he need to take to be a much better quarterback. Sure, most certainly. And so there's different things that we just quite didn't see what was going wrong. Well, it's one thing. Hey, man, we got a top 10 offense. That's just not good enough for us. It's not. Because with that top 10 offense, we also had a lot of things that was some turnovers and things and of course, lack of focusing. And when we need to be making first downs and moving the chains, and we didn't do that. So maybe Nagy wasn't that great at keeping goals and holding those guys accountable. Let's put it that way. And so that's why it had to change. Being top 10 is not number one. If you're top 10, you got a lot of work to do to become number one. And so what we did see is when we had EB here, we know him too, there's some things that EB can implement, especially in responsibility and accountability for guys that could get them going. Pat, Travis, wide receivers, running backs, O-line, we just leveled up everywhere. We leveled up everywhere. Help Chad O'Shea comes in. Him and EB know each other real well. They coach together. So now they're on the same page on how we're going to get that entire wide receiver room, which is a young wide receiver room, very talented wide receiver room, to be even better. And that's the key, Marcus. That's the key right there, is everybody getting better. And it's just off on the offensive side of the football, baby. It's on the offensive side of the football. So we understand how everything is just a positive move. It's going to be a positive, direction that we're going here. So we're going to be better for it.
The one thing I will say is I know a lot of Chiefs fans are really happy to see Juwan Taylor probably cut to save $23 million. I will say the one thing I would have loved to have seen was an offense with Eric Bieniemy as offensive coordinator and Juwan Taylor, the false start, the alignment issues, and having him come off the field for EB to yell at him on TV. That would have been funny. That would have been must-see TV, but we're not. I don't think we're ever going to get to see it.
Maybe that's something we didn't want to see, man. Shoot, it would have been bad real quick.
Yeah.
So,
but it's good to see everyone. What's that, JD?
I said maybe it's the reason that didn't happen.
Yeah. Better Nagy than EB, I guess, when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But it looks like everyone's pretty much, for the most part, everyone's excited about EB. And it was a lot of little things. I mean, man, like just to start, the first things that come to mind, right? The pick six in the Jags game, which really changed that whole game. Jones not touching Trevor Lawrence when he's down at the end of that Jags game. Chris Jones going inside move in the Chargers game week 1. I mean, it was just a little things after little things after little things, and it bottled up so much where it got to a point where we were just kind of like we were fighting for our playoff lives way earlier than we should have been. Because if you take away some of the pressure that we were getting ourselves into in the middle of the season, or like we didn't really have to be in that situation if we just fixed the little things, probably a totally different outcome of a season. We just got ourselves into a hole earlier than we anticipated.
Yeah. Hey, man. Shoot. Like I say, let me say it again. It's very hard to win in this profession.
Yeah.
Very hard. You need a lot of luck on your side and doing things the right way. And even then, you still may come up short.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I saw the uproar on Andy's comments. I was like, well, give me a break. Come on, guys. Come on. I get people. I get there was a certain part of the fan base that wanted Andy Reid gone. So any little thing he says, like, oh no, this guy's what he's talking about. He's in denial. He's delusional.
It's crazy, man. But see that makes people jump all over Andy for no reason. Like you jump all over that. He's just giving you raw data on some things. Now, obviously, like I say all the time, these numbers don't always tell the entire story because they don't. Right? It's just a measure on some of the things that that went on. But we understand also, too, the entire truth of it, the entire scope. Yes, we had issues and problems that we could have solved, and it needs to be solved coming in this year. So we can't mistake, just using some part as truth. We got to tell the entire truth here, Marcus. Tell the entire truth.
I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so final topic before we get to you guys in the chat to come on. Mock draft season. We have Senior Bowl practices underway. We have the East-West Shrine game in a couple days. There's a lot of good stuff going on here as far as getting closer to the end of the football season and Super Bowl wise, as well as the end of the college season. But starting to see a lot of mock drafts. Daniel Jeremiah has released his mock draft. The Athletic, the 33rd team, everyone's releasing their stuff right now. But I'm starting to see this kind of narrative that's going on, and this is what I wanted to kind of throw at you to see what you think about this. I know we talked about BPA in the past versus need, and where the conversation I wanted to take it to tonight is the guys from the 33rd team, former PFF guys. They talked about this unique spot that the Chiefs are in being in a top 10 pick because this is the first time, and it's probably the only time the Chiefs will be a top 10 team in the Mahomes era, and this is something that. And they do a mock draft here. None of the guys we like, Bailey, Bain, all those guys are gone by that point. So they get to a conversation of, do they could just go Peter Woods here just because it fills a need, or do they go the best possible player at that spot, and that's Caleb Downs at that spot. But it's an interesting conversation because we haven't really gotten a chance to talk about that. The idea that we are in this really unique spot for this team that has been picking at 31 and 32 for the last 10 years. So I wanted to play that.
Okay.
They're probably not picking at 9 very often in the Mahomes era.
It's like a rare opportunity.
Right. And so how do you want to take advantage of that opportunity? Caleb Downs, Jeremiah Love. So you have those two blue chip type of players at less valuable positions.
Yeah. If this was me, I would be looking at Caleb Downs and saying, like, this is a top 5 player in a draft class, and we have a rare opportunity to draft a guy like that. Like, normally we're expected to be picking at the bottom of the first round every single year. And yeah, maybe we'll get a Josh Simmons or whatever, but we're not ever in position to draft one of the 5 best players in the draft. I think Downs is that.
Because they're always compared to the Patriots in their dynasty, I believe the only time they picked the Patriots in the top 10 once the dynasty got going, once they started winning Super Bowls, was 2008 when they had someone's first-round pick and they had Gerard Mayo as their selection. So kind of like the unexciting, just dependable starting linebacker that was there for a decade. Is that a similar move here for Kansas City?
This is a great draft pick for Kansas City. Like if the draft unfolded this way, plus they're picking 9 when they're normally picking 31 or whatever, this would be an awesome development.
It is good. I think it's a good spot to be for them, where they have a lot of different. They're impact players. They're still impact players, even though I feel like we're a little bit lower as far as the.
And again, just remember what
go.
the Lions did a couple of years ago. Like they drafted an entire draft full of non-value position players, and they're all amazing.
Do you want to go Caleb Downs here?
I would.
That was your initial instinct.
Yeah,
I'll listen to you there. Let's go Downs.
Done.
So, JD, obviously we're going to have plenty of time to talk about drafts and all this stuff, but the question of BPA in a position like that, because I do see some mocks, like Daniel Jeremiah has us getting Rueben Bain at number 9, which I would be ecstatic about. But if it comes to a point where Bailey's gone, Bain's gone, that premium edge rusher is gone there, and it gets to a draft where like that, and obviously we don't know if we're going to sign a running back, and hopefully we do sign a running back at that point, like a Breece Hall type. Is it, in your position, would you say force and go Peter Woods there because we need a D lineman, or do we go with best possible player available, which is a Caleb Downs? And that Jared Mayo stats pretty interesting, right? There was the first, the Patriots only picked top 10 once during that dynasty era, and they went with a guy who was just a phenomenal middle linebacker. Not a premium position by any means, but it was a guy they knew was going to be a good player for a long time, and that's what many experts are saying about the Caleb Downs type guy in that spot. Is that something you would say, like, yeah, go best player available? I know you're not a big PPA guy, but where, if that situation happened for us, where would you want us to go there as far as PPA versus need?
I don't know, man. It's tough. That's a tough one right there. It does depend on if you're really trying to lean into free agency to get a running back. If you did, then Jeremiah Love is an afterthought. Caleb Downs. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't watched a lot of Ohio State. I've only heard y'all talk about Caleb Downs. I looked at some of his film. I looked at some of his film. I looked at what some of the draft and scouts have been saying about him. And my thing is he a game changer? Because I think we need a game changer on defense. And I said we need pass rush. Okay. Is Woods my choice as far as saying, yeah, he's going to be the game changer that we need? Like we can't do without him. Oh man, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. But everybody's spitting and saying Downs is that type of guy. You don't have to go free agency on, a safety, and he can play that position. I'm not opposed. I don't know if I'm opposed to that or not. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at need, and those 3 positions came up: safety, running back, and D-line. I know we need D-line. I know we need a running back, but it all depends on what we do free agency, Marcus, really. If everything is just what it is, we didn't go free agency or whatever, and I would say we didn't go free agency with a guy, running back, I say get Love. Go on, get Love.
You have to at that point if you don't go running back.
Get your guy, man. Get your guy. And we'll just ride with that, okay? Since he's the pick of the century, and you go on get it, okay? Everybody's talking about this, which is hard to get a running back. Now it might take him a couple of years, to get to where he needs to, or maybe not. We don't know that. I just know as far as defensively, is an easier transition in the game. And if Downs is as good as everybody is as good as advertised, he can make a transition relatively quickly. Well, shoot, he's playing in Ohio State, so he's seeing a lot of NFL talent anyway. Everybody's moving up there. All of the guys are. All of them are. Same thing with Woods. I looked at Woods. I thought it was okay. I think Woods is more of a mid-round pick toward the end of the round, is more so. And you could, we don't know if there's going to be a trade there, and you trade down, they try to get another guy, get another pick in the first round, and it was getting. So I don't know. It's a lot of questions.
Yeah, and the thing is like I hear so many fans say no downs because this is the thing. This is a situation that happens a lot. And honestly, I think there's a huge chance that Caleb Downs isn't even there when we pick, and there's a chance that we won't have Bailey, Downs, or Bain, and we're gonna have to figure something out at number 9. But like people talk about premium positions, you don't draft safety at top 10, and I hear that so much. But yet these same people were saying you need to draft Jeremiah Love at number 9. Well, premium position wise, if you look at the top 5 paid safeties, those top 5 paid safeties are far and away higher paid than running backs are. So to talk about a position that's not a premium position, but yet they're getting paid tenfold more than a running back, I find it crazy when I hear people say that if safety is not a premium position, you don't draft them in the top 10. If it's a game changing talent, like many of the draft experts are talking about Downs, then you do if the board falls that way where it's like, okay, the top edges are gone. It's BPA at that point, unless they want to trade down. And Cook's a free agent this year, so that there is. I mean, we are going to have a need for that safety spot.
So when we say BPA, right, in the conversation, when I hear that, it's just not BPA. Period. Obviously, for your need, right? Best person available for your need.
Right.
Because sometimes I hear some BPA like, oh, who is the best next tackler? I'm like, no, you don't take him. You don't need him. Why would you take that guy? Take the best person available for your need. That's my understanding, correct? That's what.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, not to say a position. Yeah.
Yeah. So is Downs that? Are we that far behind on safety? You know what I'm saying? Are we? I guess that's one that we had to explore. Is Downs that type of guy? And I don't know. But I think if we don't get a free agency guy, I think Jeremiah Love is kind of maybe the way to go.
Yeah.
Right? And it all these things are crapshoot anyway, Marcus.
Yeah.
So
well, and that's the thing too. Like when we do our draft shows Monday after we're done with our seeing where we're at with positions. By that time, we will know because free agency has started. By that point, we will know if they tackle that running back spot, and if they have. And I've seen some people in our comments, and I love your guys' engagement and some of the comments I've seen. I don't know where some of these guys, some of the fans' team building comes from, but I've seen some people comment on our videos. JD saying, "No, you draft Jeremiah Love and sign Brace Hall." I'm like, guys, you can't do that.
You don't need to do that.
We have too many needs. You can't double dip on running back.
No, that's a bad decision. you get fired as a GM for something like that. You look like what? Hey man, let's spread all the things out we need to. We got good guys, and I always make it sport. Marcus, God, we have Bashar Smith, and hopefully we keep Kareem Hunt. And we have Damon Pierce on his side. Well, that's enough. That's enough. It is. But I guess we're just so down on our running back room. Yeah, we got the worst. And they listen to people say this. And I'm like, what are we talking about? What are we really talking about here? Like, is there any context whatsoever as far as like how we didn't get the job done up front like we should have? That's important to say. It's important to see what our O-line graded out at, what our running scheme was, and how did it look. We weren't really under center like we should have been. It matters. Did we run a lot of 13 personnel? Do we have another guy that could come in and block like we need to? We didn't. So things got to change. And that's something that this whole offseason we're going to be talking about and speaking about. How can we get better? What's the best for us? So it all goes into it, man. It all goes into it. I ain't double dipping. I ain't getting Jeremiah Love and Breece Hall. I ain't doing that.
No, sir.
No, sir. Ain't doing
No.
it. Now, let me ask, when they were saying that, they were saying the wide receivers are gone too?
I think it was on our running back breakdown videos. It was plenty of, I think, because there's a lot of people, Jeremiah Love fans And they were just saying you go get Breece Hall and you go get Jeremiah Love. Most of the NFL is going towards a multi-running back system. Let's hammer that home and finally give Pat the help he needs. So you can do that with one of those. You don't need to do both. And that's the thing. And that's why I think you and I are on the same page going Breece Hall, obviously the veteran aspect of things, but also too, it's not a lock Jeremiah Love falls to number 9. And if you waste the whole offseason letting all these top flight running backs go elsewhere just because you think Jeremiah Love is going to go to number 9, and he doesn't come to number 9, then we're looking at the same running back room as we had last year. I mean, you can't do that.
No. So there's a lot of different things there, right? Let's say wide receivers there. One of the top 3. I said the other day, I'd only take 2 would be on there, right?
Tyson and Tate, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say one of them jokers is back there. I'm taking one of them jokers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For real. Who just said this? Tied toe free. Eric Berry and Deron Cherry were our best safeties in Chiefs history. I got a couple of names for you. Tied toe free. You got a Jerome Woods. I got a Greg Wesley. There's some guys. We had some good safeties.
We did.
Very good safeties. Chief history. But I don't know, Mark. Look, this is mock drafts are great to look at, and it's always good to play which way you want to go, and everybody's got an opinion about it, and you can make a case for it. Reggie Tongue, yes, sir. That's right. Optimistic James, my fault. That's my guy, Reggie. So
friend of the show, Jared Page as well. He was a late round guy.
SP. I mean, we could name it. There's a lot of dudes, man. So my thing is, hey, I think we had to go, maybe best. It depends on what it is. What is your need? And I just keep hearing the name Downs. For whatever reason, it just ain't clicked for me that Downs and is just something that we just need. But I do understand, Marcus, the price point on safeties. Yeah. Okay. But you could kind of get a guy here and, develop it. But
yeah.
Downs is a young dude that you could I could hang my hat on this guy.
For sure. Yeah.
So did JD play with the Chiefs when Derek Thomas and Wayne Simmons? No, I played against them when DT and I was there. They came up to Philly, actually. And yeah, took it to him then, man. The DT, man, I was like, shoot. Here's DT. That's what I think when Gruden used to kill jokers in film study. And when you have like a scouting report, he had nothing but good things to say about DT. Hey man, we got to look at this guy. This guy we got to stop. Yeah. So.
All right, guys. Well, this is the BPA and that stuff's good. The conversation is going to be going for a while. I just thought that was an interesting thing because the Patriots didn't get a pick in the top 10 for a long time. We probably won't ever do it again. Hopefully not. So it's a pivotal pick, and especially the guys we want aren't there. That's gonna be an interesting conversation to have. And I've seen a lot of people just poo-poo safety, saying it's not a premium position. It's like, well, premium position. I mean, what do you base it on? Because you look at salary-wise, safety is a pretty premium position.
It is. No question about it. No question about it. So Leonard Hurts, I never understood the hoopla with all the mock drafts. This is something to play with. It's like, you become the GM and you get to determine who the Chiefs are going to have and what the future looks like, and it's all fun to play fantasy and dress up.
Yeah, everyone gets to pretend to be Brett Veach for a couple minutes while doing the mock.
Yeah, so that's what it is, Linda.
All right, we're going to get to our guest portion of things. We got our guy, the man of the hour, Will, in here waiting to come on in. Let's bring him in.
Will, what's up,
Will?
Hey.
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
What's up, my guy? How you doing, my brother? You doing all right?
Yes, sir, man. Just here eating dinner, watching y'all, listening to y'all.
Okay.
Every week, baby. This is what we do every week.
Yes, sir.
What,
what do you have for dinner?
salmon, broccoli, rice.
Sounds good.
That's what I have for
Smoking
dinner
some
tonight.
ice cream there, but hey.
There you go. That right there, ice cream. Ice cream. I got my wife some Neapolitan, and I got it from what's that? Blue Bell, maybe something like that. And it was like gourmet, and it was incredible. So sounds good, man. I might have me some ice cream tonight, Will. Thank you, sir, for that one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what's going on, man? Talk to us. What you think?
And I'm just like we were talking about the mock draft here, and I'm thinking, man.
Yeah, let's do that. So that scenario, what you just saw, let's do that. What do you think mock draft wise? What do you think? Talk to us, brother.
Like, I'm not gonna. If obviously we're all in alignment here, man. If Bailey or Bain's available on the D line, you get those guys. But for the sake of argument, let's say they both, and there's a chance that both of them are gone. They are dogs, man.
Yeah.
I really don't like Jeremiah Love at 9. I just don't, man. Like I really don't. I'd rather go wide receiver at 9 than him, to be honest, than running back.
Okay.
I would take Tyson, Tate, even Taser's guy, little short dude. Yeah, Lemon. I'd rather that. I'd rather that than running back. I do like Downs at 9 too, but all these things are after D-line, obviously. D-line, that's where I'm at, man. D-line. I'm banging the table. I see these Chiefs comments talking about, oh, get Jeremiah. No, D-line. I'm banging the table. D-line all day.
Yes,
that's
sir.
what I want.
Yeah. Look, man, I had to agree with you. I'm the same. And like other people are making in here, some of the comments is you could probably find you a good running back later on in the draft. Okay. Second, third rounds. There's some really good, talented guys out there. Really talented guys. And none of that makes a bit of difference if you're not blocking for any of them up front. That's where it's got to start. And so you can have anybody in here. And, I made a point, Barry Sanders could come here, and if you ain't blocking for him, but Barry never had any blocking. He's somebody just totally different anyway, for one. Okay, so he's probably a bad example. But any other guy, they're just not going to be successful. You're not blocking for him. So I think Jeremiah Love is like one of those guys. I see the talent he has. He's an incredible guy and player. But I'm like you. I will go for one of the receivers. Tyson's there for sure. But Tate, definitely. I won't go for Lemon. We had this conversation the other day. I think Lemon he's another one I think kind of a little bit down the way. Okay. Yeah. So Will, I'm gonna give you my list. As I said, if I had it, my brothers. Bain, Bailey, Tate, Tyson, and I think it might have been Love. Isn't that what I said, Marcus? That was my list of guys priority wise that I would sign.
You had, let me go to our text. You had, shooters had it. Bain, Bailey, Tyson, Downs, Love.
Downs and Love. I did have Downs in there. I did.
I would put Downs ahead of Love, man. He is, if that would be like they took everybody off the board and we didn't get any. And all of this is predicated on how we do in free agency. Where we go after there. So if we obviously didn't get a running back in free agency that we like, then I think it's inevitable, dude. And all those guys are off the table. Then okay, you go Love, man. But with that, I'm talking for me. That's like 9th, 10th scenario. Like it's not first or second or even third on for me at all.
Well, I think we signed Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker or one of the big name running backs. Yeah. I think even if Love's there, I think he's not on our board at all. I don't think he's touched at all. I think he'll fall to the next pick. I just don't think we touch him. If we sign Breece Hall to, let's say, 10 mil 3-year deal, $10 million a year, there's no way, no reason for us to touch Love, even if all those guys are gone. I mean, I think at that point, even trade back is an option. And I'm not really big on the trading back aspect, but I just don't think Love should even be in the game plan at all.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many guys in free agency, man, like at running back that are good, man. You know, we could go for any one of those guys, man, and it just like I do not see the Love as the main option at all. D line.
Where do you stand on right? Where do you stand on right tackle? Because that's another one a lot of people keep saying. If all those guys are gone, then right tackle should be someone we look at. And Beach 303 says Deanne's gone, Jordan Tyson or Spencer Fano from Utah. What do you think about that?
For a right tackle, and like the 9th pick, I don't know, man. I haven't looked at any of the right tackles at all. My thinking was they was gonna promote someone in house or move. What was his name? The guy from 49ers.
Jalen Moore.
Yeah. I thought like at worst case scenario they move him over to right, you know, and
I think that is the plan, that he'll be the right tackle. He'll probably compete with Issa Polle and Godric, but I think the Moore would be the leg up based on his cap number.
Yeah. So I wouldn't even looking at right tackles, to be honest, because I thought we have them guys there. Someone will step up. Yeah, someone will step up. Yeah,
I can't do right tackle. His Spencer Fano for me would be Spencer F. No, I don't want him.
Yeah, ain't no Spencer.
Jalen Moore might have been one of our top graded out guys on the line last year. I think he'll do a great job at the right tackle. I think he will.
Yeah.
And that's somebody that you can always pick up. Let's say next year there's going to be another right tackle coming in. I haven't heard like the conversation of somebody like just jumping out at you like, hey man, you got to take this guy. I haven't heard that, and I haven't really looked at any line because I don't think that's a need for us. I just don't, you know. And Issa Polle can move over to that side and play that to the right as well. So we got guys here that can do that. Just in case Jalen Moore got hurt or didn't work out, I think we got the depth that we need to be all right there. So,
and there's some good prospects, man. Polle, man. Issa Polle is big man.
Yes,
that boy be eating. He be eating. I know for sure, man. I hate to see what he ate for dinner tonight, man. He was a clean house.
Hey, man, we could use him and get him developed during this off season for him just to make that jump to be like, we need for you to be a starter, right?
Yeah.
Like you here. Why don't you take it over? Jalen Morris is the second because he only signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
So why not let it be yours? Cleanly.
Yeah. Go take a grown man's job, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's how it works.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Yeah. No, good stuff, brother. Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Well, appreciate you always coming on, brother.
Yeah,
yes, sir. I appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, sir, man. All right, we'll talk to you,
Chiefs
brother.
Concern, baby. Best Chiefs podcast in the world, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
go.
That's what I'm talking about. My man, Will.
All right, now we're bringing in Del Monte Green Beans coming in here.
Del Monte Green
Beans. What's up with you, man?
Man,
I'm gonna get on. Yeah, I'm gonna get on here, but I look like Lamont from Sanford and Son.
Actually look like what's his boy? Not Lamont, but
I need a haircut bad. I just ain't felt like doing it, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
I ain't felt like doing it.
It's all good, baby. It's all good, man. Yeah, what you know good? What do you think for what we need for the draft?
Man, I ain't been able to really see the talent of the draft. I don't really know. I hear y'all talk about it. I might see a little videos.
Yeah.
But in the championship, I think the cat Bain, right?
Yeah.
Bain. Yeah, he had a little problem going around the corner. I still think we need Chris needs some help, man. I was saying that at the beginning of the season, like, yo, Chris needs some help, yo.
For sure.
Chris needs some help in that middle.
Yeah.
Then Where's Trank? Is Tranko leaving, or is he still under contract?
No, he's still under contract, but if they cut him, they can save around $8 million. So that's a potential guy they can get out of.
Will they take a hit on him?
It would save us, I think, $8 million. So
Yeah.
Dang.
On that clean.
So
let me ask, do you think that everybody's talking about Love, the running back?
Hold on, JD.
Yeah.
People talking, my bad, dog.
Go ahead.
But people talking about get rid of Coach Reid. Y'all need to go sit down somewhere. Y'all brand new.
Yes, they are.
Y'all a Hall of Fame coach. Yo, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? You must be brand new. That's all. You must be brand new. You didn't even get to see Arrowhead when they had an actual turf. Shut up.
Hey, there's a lot of them out there right now, man, that hadn't seen that. Okay, that's a while ago. But
come on now.
Even if you didn't see it then, if you've seen it in the last 15 or 20 years, then all you could do is you better pat Andy Reid's back. You better pat his back.
Yeah. Come on now.
Yes, sir.
Shoot. Back in the day, boy, you would see Lamar Hunt at the grocery store. Come on, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, y'all need to stop. Y'all don't even know what you're talking about. You brand new.
Well, that's, I think it's, DeMonte, man. That's
and you know what? And some of it be other fans be trying to come in and play games.
That's true. No, you're right.
And then, yeah. My
I've
bad, but
for 20 years. Like, now you have.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I saw y'all balling when I was in Iraq, yo. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I saw you put a whopper on somebody, and I'm coming in doing something, trying to get some wiggle back. I just saw a little bit of it, and then Priest went in on the TD, did the little wiggle in the corner.
Oh yeah. Hey, man, we was putting it down back then, baby.
Man, I was missing some of it and all that. Like, damn.
Well, that's why we don't listen to none of that, man. With everybody talking about Andy Reid.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about, yo.
No. So, man, let me ask you about the running back, the Love. What do you think about our running backs this past year?
I say Bashard, he ain't get to get his rocks off yet. So Bieniemy being in there, that might help. And then I think y'all talking about this. It's another kid that's in I think he go to Notre Dame or something.
Yeah, Jeremiah Love. That's what he talking about.
Okay, now the way he plays, his body signature can cost him in this league.
Okay.
The way his wiggle look,
yeah,
he nice and smooth and all that, but certain ways of his body signature in this league can get him hurt, or he can have some setbacks because he gonna go with what his vision is, other than what the coaching is. One of these cats, and he might need a Bieniemy, but I still want to see what Bashar can do. Let him get him some wiggle going so he can get in some rhythm. So because I want to be able to see him go out in the slot and go downfield and all that other stuff and get some whip routes to the outside, inside. You know what I'm saying? And go in motion or something like that. I want to see that chest match pop. That's all.
Love had some issues against some of the top defenses in college. So, and that for me kind of scares me a little bit with Love.
Yeah, if you're going to get hit by the back, if you got blocking and you still going to get hit behind the back of the line, there's something wrong with you. I mean, you're not seeing it right and you're being selfish.
Yeah. It's one thing to do it against Southeastern State, but when you're going against AFC West guys like Chargers or the Broncos, man, it's a whole different.
Then you out here in this cold weather, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be always like that, bro.
No, sir.
Yeah, you can't be holding the ball like it's a piece of bread or a batch of bananas and all that.
EB don't play around with that. We saw what he did with Shane. He never recovered from that.
Yep.
Yeah,
you gonna have to go sit down somewhere, yo.
So EB EB ain't gonna have none of that, man. He's
gonna be sitting at the kiddie table.
Mm-hmm. But I think, man, when people talk about there could be another back later on in the draft you can get,
Maybe, yeah. A different style back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, so everybody can't be small and, you got to have somebody that can round and pound, something ground and pound. You know what I'm saying? Just like Kareem. But Kareem, man, we lost some good years out of Kareem, though, yo. Damn.
Who?
Yeah.
Cal said he was compared to Bijan. Who compared him to Bijan?
Yeah, some people comparing to Bijan.
Who?
Some of these draft experts, I mean.
Wow. Am I lagging, looking like I'm slow?
No, you're good, man.
Oh, okay. Boy, I need to get these waves popping again. This is embarrassing. My bad, y'all.
Hey, man, it's wintertime. You know what I'm saying? You got to pass right now.
That's true.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, EB had that OG white beard, yo. Come on now.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's their wisdom. That's their wisdom.
Yeah. That's about to be we gonna have that red Chiefs hat on with the big arrowhead in the middle of the cold next year. Come on now. with the mic on and stuff. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
I hope we had a camouflage joints on in the playoffs, coaching staff.
We're gonna have to get ready for them, man. We got to get
ready.
Yeah. Well, look, hey, man. Hey, Demonic Green Beans, appreciate you, my brother, man. We got a couple other guys on here, man. Always good seeing you, man. Look, hey, I want just me and you. I get out to KC, man. All right.
Yeah, you gonna have to pull up, yo. It's just regular, dude.
That's right. Oxtails. We're gonna have to send Marcus some too. Marcus got.
No, he need to pull up and get some damn oxtail. That's a damn shame. It's almost a year since I said you need some oxtails. You ain't had none yet. You don't even know what it is. Come on, bro. You don't even. That's a whole fan base delectable. Well, you ain't been to Arrowhead. You don't know.
I've been to Arrowhead.
Come on, dog.
I didn't have oxtail at Arrowhead.
Lord, dude. Yo. That's kind of suspect, but dude, I do want a 6'4", 6'5" receiver, slim, maybe 225, that can do a little wiggle at the top of his routes. I want that. That's what I want. 6'5", good catch radius, on his toes all the way around. Lord, no mindset like a door hinge, like I said before. Yeah.
There's some
all right, y'all, I'll get over here, man, so I ain't bugging and messing up the whole brand. My bad.
No, you're good, my brother. Always, Del Monte. All right, brother. All right, we'll talk to you.
Love Del Monte.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so we're bringing in Tariq coming in here now. We got Tariq and we got June on deck.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? How are you, bud?
What's up? Good. How about y'all?
Good, Tyreek, man. How you doing, brother? You doing all right, man?
Yeah, trying to stay warm over here in Texas. By the way, he eats basically the same thing over and over. So when you ever ask him for dinner, it's probably either salmon, chicken. He does do broccoli.
Okay.
He does do that, so you can be somewhat healthy. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it might even be chicken. You know, he keeps it pretty simple. So
the man likes what he likes. The man likes what he likes.
Well, actually, okay, I'll give him this. He picked up steak recently. He has picked up steak recently.
Picked it up.
I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
All right. See, and that's how I used to eat. I gotta get back to eating that. You know, simple, man. Don't make it too complicated. But the salmon, I love salmon. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm pretty sure that's his favorite. I don't know for sure though.
Yeah.
Can't have too much of salmon though. Too much of salmon. Too much. What was the? If you eat too much seafood, is that mercury poisoning?
Mercury. Yeah, it could be in it. So,
if he had his way, he probably would have it. I'll be honest with you. So.
Yeah. So Tyreek, man, what do you think about? Okay, I know we got a lot talking about, but you've seen the scenario in the draft. Okay, what do you think draft wise? With the scenario that was presented to us, where would you go?
I mean, my dad and I have been talking about this for a little bit now. The biggest thing, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like we have to, I mean, I know a lot, I've seen a lot of people say a lot of different things about who they want to go with. And yeah. I don't necessarily have that where I can be like, oh, this is the one person we need to get. But the position that I know we need to get is somebody on the defensive line. Okay. And it's like, I don't know. I've been seeing the two people that I've seen people talk about, and there's a couple guys I think from Texas Tech, and then there's one from Miami that I've been seeing people talk about that they are for Chiefs fans that they want.
Yes.
The only thing is with the guy from Miami, I feel like I think the one thing that I'm seeing is the arm length isn't where people like. It's not where like people like all that much. But from what I've seen, that dude's stronger than like everybody he goes up against. But then again, it's also college, you know. And now we're talking about the AFC West, which unfortunately for the Chiefs this year, in my opinion, was probably one of the strongest conferences in the entire league, just because the Chargers leveled up, the Broncos leveled up. I mean, it put us at a bad position to have a bad year. So, I mean, not that any year is a good year to have a bad year, but, you know, this one especially being not a good one. So, I mean, I just feel like that defensive line is really where we need to go, because quarterbacks, man, I'm just saying this right now, I cannot throw the ball further than 25 yards accurately. And even then, it might not even be accurate at 25 yards, more like 21, if I'm being honest with myself. But you give me that amount of time, I'm starting to think like, hey, y'all don't even got to pay me half of what you pay him. Like on like going up against the Chiefs, like, hey, you don't even have to pay me half of what you pay him. You give me that amount of time, I could find something. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think I would be successful as a quarterback by any means, but it just feels like, you know, watching it on the defensive side or from the Chiefs defensive side, they're not getting there to the quarterback, and you're giving them time, you know, and it's not like I don't think our defensive backs are great as a whole, but they're definitely not as bad as they're meant to seem whenever, you know, these quarterbacks get all that time to just sit there in the pocket, make their decisions, do all their reads that they need to do. It's almost like sometimes it's like you know, I'm not going to blame Chris Jones really, but there was times, you know, where he did kind of fall off a little bit with the effort. And I get it. He's tired. You know, you're out there moving all that you got with you, you know, having to carry all that
double and triple team.
And all that. Yeah. So, I mean, he's being put in a bad position there, and nobody else was really stepping up. But I mean, Karlaftis, I think he did fine, but we need something more because we're not getting there to cause the havoc that we need to have. So, right. I mean, if we can't, so if we can't find something in, and I mean, we might even still probably should go for something in free agency still. Well, I mean, we have to, I think, because I think we're losing a decent amount of people. But, you know, I feel like we can't, or Veach cannot play Moneyball this year like he did last year. You know, he tried to be like, you know, we can try to pass with some things here, some things there. And, you know, because of that, I think we suffered a little bit on that defensive end, where it could have been like, hey, you know, do this and do this. And that's also not to say that the offense doesn't have anything to do, because I think this is why I am happy that EB is back, because he makes you do those little things right. And if you don't do those little things right, well, you know, at first it's something small, but then when you continuously stop doing the little things, it becomes big. And that's why we ran into, I think, the issues we did on offense that we did, where we were half a play away. Sometimes I feel like not even a full play away from winning the game. Just had somebody, you know, did that one little thing right that they needed to do. And I mean, I guess you could say this happened a little bit on defense as well, but I think it was more on the offensive side of things, where those little tiny things that we could have done that would have just won us so many more games this year. And we wouldn't have had to fight, as you're saying, as early in the season for that, you know, for the playoffs.
No question. All the things you said, I think were spot on. You know, I think what you did, you observed where we were deficient in defensively, like you said, getting, you know, pressure, sacks from the D line, which really put our DBs in a bind. It puts any secondary in a bind. And so part of that, like you said, somebody with Demetrio Spence was sitting there saying that Dak Prescott's jersey looked cleaner than his did. He's sitting there over in the stands. And so if you're not generating any type of pressure or pass rush, it's going to be to your detriment. And we've seen that. We have too many, especially now that we look at it. Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, okay, who they're going to get with the Raiders as far as quarterback-wise. But those are guys we got to get to. They have very good cast around them that any quarterback worth his salt should be able to complete passes when he doesn't have pressure on him. And so you want to move guys off the grass. So we do need to generate pass rush. On the offensive side of the football, you said it best. There was things that we could have done, the little things that we could have got better in, that would have put us in a better predicament, right? It was just times we were in 3rd and long based off of a holding penalty or being offsides, whatever it was. And it just seemed like we just became victims of that game in and game out. It was always that way. And so those things have to change. We know EB's coming back. It's going to be a different thing. But personnel-wise, we got to get that much better. Offensively, we talked about maybe getting a running back. We even talked about maybe getting a wide receiver maybe at some point. But D-line, to me, I think Marcus and all of us, we keep talking about this. That, to us, is the priority. That's the priority. So I think all the things you said, brother, was spot on, man. Spot on. So
good assessments, buddy.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
The one other thing I'll say about the Chiefs too that I didn't like is, after we realized, after we lost to the Chargers the second time, when it was like, well, now we don't have a chance to make the playoffs. The one thing that I really didn't like, though, watching the games afterwards, is why didn't we give, some of those young guys more of a chance, to get some playing time in there? Like, I feel like, I'm not saying that whatever we would have seen from them would have been enough for us to just be like, oh, okay, Brashard Smith, we're good with him, and saying that he's 100% there. But the one thing I will say about Brashard Smith is that every time his number was called, I feel like he answered pretty darn well. Unfortunately, it did seem like for quite a stretch for him where he would do something good and then it would be like, yeah, you did good, but somebody did something bad, so we got to take it back. And so that felt pretty bad there. And I mean, I didn't even get a read on some of those defensive guys that we got because I didn't get to see them play enough. Yeah.
Only one that got that was Ashton. And Ashton showed he deserves to get playing time. He ended up winning, what was it? The Mac Lee Hill Award. Congratulations for him actually winning that, for Ashton winning it. And so,
and I believe Noel actually made the All NFL Rookie team, and he didn't really start till towards the end of the season. So, I mean, him and Gelati, they both made do with their limited playing time they got. They made the most of it. So, at least we got to see those two kind of flourish. Whereas we didn't really get to see Brashard, Jalen Royals. Well, Josh Simmons we got to see Josh Simmons as well. So, I guess.
I mean, that. He did get to be a starter, so that was fair there. And I hope he's doing well in his recovery as well, because we gonna need him for sure next year.
Absolutely, man. Well, man, appreciate it, Tyreek, man. Thank you so much, man, for the assessment. You was right on it. You was right on it, like always. You do an amazing job of that anyway. So next time we come on here, I want you to have a guy. I want you to have a guy in mind. Okay, number 9 to take. All right.
I'll have a spreadsheet. I've been working in some spreadsheets lately anyway, so maybe I'll do something for some sports. Help me out with some classes I'm taking anyway. So I'll come up with a little spreadsheet.
Okay. Sounds good.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Appreciate you guys as well. You as well.
Man. Be well, man. Hey, stay warm down in Dallas. Dallas is the cold and stuff. Are y'all dealing with?
Today, everything finally started. Everything finally started melting. So we're doing good now. Everything's the majority of the bad stuff is gone now. All the ice is off the road pretty much. So I can go wherever I want now.
All right, good deal. All right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
See you, buddy.
All right.
See ya.
All right, final person of the night. We got June coming on here. What's up, June?
June.
I thought the missing James.
What's up?
Junie, what up with your optimistic James? What's up, man?
Hey, I couldn't explain it if I wasn't born here.
I hear you.
Hey, Kansas is making major money. They got those new things coming up in the Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas restaurant doing those. Hey, that's all my neighborhood. Hey, that's all my neighborhood I was raised around. I'm like, shit, we doing good.
Okay. That's what it is. Yo, so optimistic James, okay. I hear you. You're one of the ones that you talk about quarterback.
He's not one of the ones, JD. He's the only one talking about quarterback.
I want to hear this from you. I want to hear you give me your argument for a QB. Okay. Talk to me.
For one, you got the last airbender. They held that little kid hostage. You got the golden child. You held that kid hostage. Now, what do you got? You held that kid hostage, and then you mess around and trade it.
So you talking about trading? You talking about trading who?
If the whole thing goes right, because we got some very good people on the team as of just as it is right there.
Yeah.
Now, if you talk about what people messing around and was lacking, you're gonna talk about the people that was surrounding them.
I got you. So are you saying taking a quarterback so another team don't get him?
Exactly, and holding that mug.
Okay. So what? But what? Hold on now. Now look, brother, we got Patrick Mahomes here. Okay, and we only gonna have that quarterback for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So if he's coming here, he ain't gonna get no playing time as long as Pat's here. You know what I mean?
Possible 5 years at number 9.
I got you. And then you saying trade him off?
No, I'm saying if Pat needs time, then Pat needs time, and I'd rather have a freaking number 9 quarterback pick this year like Dante Moore over any freaking that I can get at the next freaking pick, because I'm sitting there and picking at 9. We ain't used to just picking at 9.
I got you. But you actually go ahead, Marcus, because you actually go ahead, Marcus.
Well, I was gonna say, I get your logic. I don't agree with your logic, but I get it. However, this is a bad quarterback draft. And you mentioned Dante Moore. Dante Moore's not coming out for this draft. He's going back to school. So there's only one real guy, is Mendoza, who's going to go number 1. Outside of that, they're not anticipating any quarterbacks going in the top 15. And Ty Simpson may be one, but these are guys who are going to be late first-round guys. Ty Simpson's the other one from Alabama. And then maybe Trinidad Chambliss, if he doesn't go back to school, he's got his own lawsuit with the Ole Miss right now. So really, there's not a lot of quarterbacks in this draft to do that. This wouldn't be the draft to do that with. Is kind of my point, Mr. James.
But hold on.
Wait. Can I ask one question? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What if, like, Veach talked to Moore and said, "This year I need you to be a backup, but you're gonna be a backup this year, not off an NIL."
Oh man, you shoot.
Because he could be the number 1 pick next year, and none of it matters.
Yeah, because he'll go somewhere to go start. He'll do that. So that would be it. And he'll make some good money in college anyway. He's gonna make some good money. But I'll say this, okay? Optimistic James. What do we do if Pat is not ready game 1 or game 2 or 3? What QB do we have, Marcus? Are we going with Aladuke?
Dangerous Wilson, baby. Big Russ.
You're talking about getting Russ here. You're going to get somebody a free agent, right?
Oh, yeah.
I like Russ. I like Russell Wilson. I think that'll be a good guy to bring in here for sure.
I love y'all.
All right, brother.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
All right. Okay. Let's get Ashton in. Okay. Ashton will be the last guy we get in. Ashton was trying to get in here, so we'll get him. All right.
Ashton, what's going on, buddy?
Yo, what's good? How's everybody doing?
Doing well, man. How you doing? Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I just got off from work, so as soon as I got back home, I wanted to at least get from you guys and ask a couple of questions. So
Okay.
yeah. Like, have y'all seen like Eric Bieniemy interview and like what what he was and what his goal was taking over?
Yes.
As Casey OC, yeah. Like, when was the last time we ever hear Matt Nagy talk about being more disciplined and detailed in how we handle our business and stuff like that? Because, yeah, when we had Nagy, like, we didn't really much have any problems with penalties or who was offsides or stuff like that. But now, yeah, since we got him back, I really think that with all the drama that's been usually been happening around us, like the Rasheed Rice and Xavier Worthy and stuff like that, I really think that if we could really get that big body receiver, that's why I've been calling off for like Jeremiah Swift from Ohio State next draft, because I really hope that we could at least land him.
Yeah, we have to be a top 5 pick to get him, Jeremiah Smith, next year, and I don't think we'll be a top 5 pick next year.
Yeah, I was hoping that wouldn't be the case, but hey, he's a dog in that field for real. But
oh yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, but I really wouldn't mind like Jeremiah Love though, because I see him more of a Alvin Kamara or Joe Mixon type of running back, and I really like the way he plays and how tough he runs too, which is really impediment to Pacheco, because had he not gotten injured, maybe we had questions about extending him, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not too very sold on that, but hey, it is what it is on that side. But I'm just glad we got Eric Bieniemy back. And also, one question.
Yes.
Is there a possibility, fantasy-wise, Tyreek comes back?
I think JD and I are both on the same page. I there's a big possibility that Tyreek comes back this year. I would say at least for me, I'm not gonna speak for JD here. I would say at least for me, I would say more than a 70% chance that Tyreek Hill comes back. More than 70%.
More than 70% he comes back to the Chiefs. You talking about
the Chiefs?
Wow.
Yeah, one last road.
I think EB not only helps the Kelsey aspect of him coming back for one more year, but I also think it helps the Tyreek coming back to Kansas City. And we talked about the chemistry that Mahomes has with Tyreek, not being able to work out some of these guys this offseason, limited workout time, bringing back guys who already have that kind of camaraderie and chemistry with Pat. I think that's going to be something that will behoove the Chiefs to do.
So with that being said, I think then we got to go get as a free agent QB right now. We got to go get a Russ. And I see a lot of people don't like Russ right there. A lot of people say no Russ. I don't know why the people don't like Russell Wilson. What about you, Ashton? You like a Russell Wilson as a quarterback?
Well, I liked him in Seattle. I really like watching him in his Seattle days. I was really like a big fan of him. And when he came to Denver, I was like really scared to see how things work out with Nathaniel Hackett and stuff like that. But I was like, that's a really big decline he had with the Broncos and stuff like that. And when he went to the Steelers, he didn't really look good. He more looked like a bridge quarterback. And I was like, that was a sign to, if he were to retire with the Broncos or even later than that, I might have wouldn't mind having the rest, but I wouldn't mind bringing back Gardner Minshew. That's all I know. I wouldn't mind bringing Gardner Minshew.
He's hurt too, though. That's the thing about him. He's hurt too. We're not gonna have him doing all season. We need a guy here for the off season to get these guys right. We got to get somebody throwing some balls to some wide receivers. That's a problem. I like Gardner as well, but he's hurt. He's hurt as well. I don't think we sit back with just Oladukin and who was the other guy that came in?
Man,
Bouchel.
Yeah, Bouchel. Hey. Sorry.
No, sir.
Oh, also, how do you guys feel about if there were to be like if we were to trade for Michael Mayer, because I really loved him from college, and I was very bummed when Raiders drafted him, and also very confused when Raiders drafted Brock Bowers. I was like, y'all could do that right now? And I was like, man, like how do y'all feel like if we could have traded for Michael Mayer?
JD's a big fan of Michael Mayer, so JD would love that, I think.
Absolutely, I would. I think he's an incredible tight end. And so he's physical too. He would help out tremendously with what we do offensively, man. That'd be a great tandem. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea. So let me say this, okay? Because I want to back up on this Russell Wilson thing real quick, okay? All right. So when I looked at Russell Wilson, when he was with Pittsburgh, he was completion percentage was 63.7, at 2,482 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 5 INTs, and his quick QB rating was 95.6. I mean, that's just ain't sneezing in the NFL. And I get we're not gonna get the Russ from back then, but we need a guy that can manage the game. Russell Wilson's a game manager. He's a leader. I think he had a bad, in Denver it was a bad deal. He wasn't who Sean Payton wanted. And they wanted to make sure they weren't going to play him because they had to pay him if he got hurt. And that's why all that came about. That's what all of that hoopla and stuff like that was. Okay. And he just wasn't going to bow out because they said so. And so that's where the whole, tear and rupture and all that with them was all about at that moment. But the way that Sean Payton talked to Russell Wilson, I think sticks in everybody's head. Like, yo,
yeah,
yeah, and I don't really understand that. I get it. Like people don't like his personality, but like people were talking about Chad Henne and Blaine Gabbert, Matt Moore. Those guys were all bums. Russell Wilson was a Pro Bowl quarterback. So like the people want these other bum guys who were like not good. I mean, they were just good veteran guys, older dudes who were backing up Mahomes. If we were to get Russell Wilson to be our backup, we should be happy about that. So, like, I don't understand why people still like his personality, and I get that. Personality, whatever. But, like, as far as playing-wise, to be Mahomes' backup and maybe start a couple games, I would be more than okay with it. I'd be more than okay with Russell Wilson doing that than I ever was with Chad Henne starting a game or Blaine Gabbert starting a game. So, I really don't understand the Russell Wilson dislike to be a backup for us.
We need a straight-laced guy like Russell Wilson. For real.
How about Marcus Mariota?
I like Marcus.
I'd be fine with him too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I was also doing a PFF mock draft simulator, and I don't know why, since like 3 times in a row, Jeremiah Love has been taken off the board. So like the only best available that I really like is like Peter Woods, a D-line from Clemson.
Okay.
So I really want to fill up the interior D-line depth because Norman Lott, we don't know what Norman Lott is had he not gotten injured, and we can't just keep bringing back old veteran guys from practice squads like Mike Pennell so I really like Peter Woods if we pick him, but I'm not really sure if we're gonna draft a defensive guy in the first round.
Yeah. Well, the reason they always have Love being gone is because New Orleans picks before us, and they say all the things that you said. The reason was because of what you were talking about, Alvin Kamara and all those different things. Like he has, some of those same attributes. So I think he may go there. He may go there. So somebody said Mac Jones would fit well.
You prefer Mac Jones over Russ? I got nothing for you. I got nothing for you, General.
Hey, Mac Jones could have his Sam Darnold type of redemption, Never know. I really like Mac Jones from Alabama, but hey, I really feel bad how they did to him on the Patriots. But
yeah, there ain't too many quarterbacks from Alabama work out.
Yeah,
that's a difference. Yeah. I mean, you could go Jalen and Tua for what they've done so far, but they start
let me tell you, I'd rather have Russell Wilson than Tua. So let me throw that out. Let me throw that out there.
Hey, that's the only one I could agree with right there.
We appreciate you, Ashton, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for that, Ashton, man. Shoot. So,
all right. Appreciate y'all.
Man, kick your feet up. You just got off of work, man. Kick your feet up, man. Enjoy yourself, okay? Relax.
Hey, man, I just got off the shower, and I just quickly click the link and try to see if I could join for one last time before y'all end. So, yeah, I'm right now already just chilling on my bed.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Glad you came in, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, brother.
See you, buddy. All right, guys. Well, that does it for us on this Chief Concerns episode presented by FanDuel. We hope you guys enjoyed all topics tonight, and we will see you guys on Monday. We hope everybody has a nice and warm weekend. JD, close us out, brother.
Hey, listen. Hey, look, we enjoyed this conversation for tonight. Appreciate everybody coming on. Delmonte Green Beans, Optimistic James, Tyreek, Ashton, Will. Thank y'all so much, fellas, for coming on, man. Spitting us y'all knowledge. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank everybody for coming into the chat, talking to us. We have a ball. We have a blast with you all. Man, and Russ, I seen MD hello saying Russ is a corny guy. I think we need a corny guy, okay? Just to keep the guys in line. The guy that he's in all business. But there's some good guys out there, some good names.
We get a Sierra T Swift collab too.
Yeah, come on, man.
Hey,
Sierra?
They'll do numbers, baby.
Come on, let's do that. Let's make that happen. It'd be a perfect thing, man. But MD, hello. Thank you all, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming out, giving us your time, giving us your energy. We appreciate each and every one. Listen, y'all be safe. I know the snow and stuff is still out there. I know we're still dealing with it here in Kentucky. We're starting to start moving around a little bit. But make sure y'all take care, man. Y'all be safe. Take care of each other as we should. Love each other the way that we should be. That's how we have to do, okay? As everybody in this human family, let's take care of one another, all right? Marcus, my brother, appreciate it, man. Hope everybody's doing well out here, man. Y'all be safe. God bless. We will see you all next week. Next week, man. So, all right. Y'all be good.
See you on Monday, everybody.
All right. Love y'all guys. See you.
Love y'all. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.